All right, and Deepening India's Shubhendu Ghosh is joining us live from Japan. Hi, Shubhendu. PM Modi's visit to Japan is indeed a crucial one, where the bilateral ties got a huge fillip indeed. We saw some key MOUs, MOCs and announcements. What's your assessment, Shubhendu?
Hello, Siddharth. Yes, it has to go down as one of the most historic visits by Prime Minister Modi to Japan. More so because this time a vision has been laid out, a clear roadmap for the manner in which an expanded cooperation will take place between India and Japan for the coming decade. And what was traditionally seen as, cooperation in the automobile sector, which is a win-win for both the countries, the scope of that cooperation has been expanded manifold. Now we're talking about emerging technologies, semiconductor manufacturing. We're talking about cooperation in nuclear facilities, state-of-the-art 21st century infrastructure from shipbuilding, port building to other areas. Also, the manner in which the security agreement has taken shape and the way it sort of takes into account security concerns in different contexts. We're talking about the security of the Indo-Pacific region. We're talking about traditional terrorism-related challenges that countries face. But we also, the leaders also acknowledged that cybersecurity in the 21st century is a common challenge to deal with. So we see that the leaders have, in fact, put a very detailed roadmap, and not just a roadmap, not just a plan or vision, but also a commitment for investment and partnership. On the one hand, you see Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba talking about a decade-long investment of about 10 trillion yen, mind you, increasing from 5 to 10, doubling it for this coming decade. On the other hand, Prime Minister Modi confidently presenting India's skill talent and saying that we have to now prepare for Japan-ready workforce. So this a powerhouse of technology coming together with powerhouse of talent in an unprecedented way during this visit of the Prime Minister. Siddharth?
Definitely, Shubhendu. And also earlier in the day, he met with the governors of different prefectures. What came out of that meeting, Shubhendu? Any key takeaways?
The most important takeaway was that the vision now is to connect the connections between India and Japan have to happen in a more expanded manner. Now, bureaucratic hurdles have to go down. Communication need not only be between New Delhi and Tokyo. Now, Tamil Nadu should be able to speak to Sendai. So in that sense, the presence of governors and their engagement with Prime Minister means that state prefecture, Indian states and Japanese prefecture should be able to connect because the kind of vision that is being laid out where in the coming future, Prime Minister says that India and Japan together could redefine the Asian age in that sense and the technological revolution for the world. For that to happen, all bureaucratic hurdles, ease of doing business is what Prime Minister, the idea of it he pushed for. But to make it a reality in a more expansive way, the connections have to become smoother, more efficient.
Correct.
In that regard. The presence and the interaction with
and that way, I believe that way
becomes important.
That way, Shubhendu, the ties will grow more stronger, and we saw Prime Minister Modi also going to Sendai in Japan's iconic bullet train with his Japanese counterpart. India is also set to witness bullet trains on its railway tracks. Shubhendu, what could you tell us about the bullet train project in India?
Yeah, for many, it was perhaps one of the most exciting sights to witness. Prime Minister Modi along with his a Japanese counterpart, Shigeru Ishiba, taking that train ride. And, it's a state-of-the-art technology. From Tokyo, Sendai is about 350 kilometers. I checked how much time it takes in a car. If you go by car out on the road, it takes about 4 hours. By bullet train, it takes just over an hour to reach the upwards of 300 kilometer per hour speed. And that technology is now taking shape in India with cooperation with Japan, of course, the technology partner. But India is also plans to expand this network. It will start, of course, with the connection between Ahmedabad and Mumbai. But the larger vision is of a 7,000 kilometers long network of high-speed train. So the possibilities are immense. And in that sense, day 2 of the Prime Minister was to really get a practical taste of all the technological revolutions that India and Japan hope to pull off together.
Definitely. Did you happen to sit in bullet train, Shubhendu?
I didn't get a chance, Siddharth, how much I did want to, but perhaps in India, when it comes, we'll all be able to enjoy it because it is not too far. 2027 is not too far.
Yeah, definitely need. And did you have a word with people, locals there? What are they saying on Prime Minister's visit?
Two sides to it, Siddharth. There is, of course, one side, a diaspora, always very excited to have Prime Minister among them. Since he took office, in fact, Japan has been one of the countries that he's visited most frequently, about 8 times. This was his 8th visit to Japan. But at the same time, people of Japanese origin, they also showed great enthusiasm, especially the business community, because they saw him as someone who's a solution provider, who's a problem solver, and the issues that businesses have in working together. There is great warmth and convergence, but there are always these bureaucratic hurdles that stop greater progress to happen. And I think the job of these two leaders was to make sure that they give that confidence to the business and entrepreneur community to be able to take the development between the two countries to the next level. In that sense, that warmth that exists between the peoples of India and Japan, it was for everyone to witness. If you remember day one, a very special welcome for Prime Minister. There was a traditional Rajasthani welcome, traditional Indian dances, Indian music, Gayatri Mantra, but all of it performed by people of Japanese origin. It was fascinating to witness.
Definitely, and we'll keep taking updates from you, Shubhendu, but we leave it there. Thank you so much and enjoy your trip in Japan.
Thank you, Siddharth. Yes.